Welcome to Underqualified and Over It. I'm your host, Cindy, and joining me as always is Alice.
Hi.
In this podcast, we are over opinionated and unfortunately allowed to talk. So sit back, lower your expectations, and let's get into it.
Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every
Oh my god. Okay. This is fine.
Are you being attacked by cats?
No, actually. Well, it's funny you say that. So our smallest cat, she has actually gotten into the habit, and she woke Kenny up twice this morning because she's discovered that if she comes into the bedroom in between us, because we have a large bed, she comes in between us and she just screams at the top of her lungs that we'll wake up and we'll give her butt pats and pay attention to her. And she's only done it once so far, but I get the feeling, like, I feel like anybody who's been cat parents, they understand that you get the feeling when something's going to turn into a habit. I get the feeling this is going to turn into a habit for her. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Bless her. She's so cute.
She is.
Like, when I was over there, the cats were so lovely. Like, I mean, I know I had a fight with Chicken over my food and all of the plastic that I had in my bag. But,
yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was actually so funny. The way he snuck into your bag hoping you wouldn't notice him, and then he tried to just like rogue his way out of the situation. He just like literally did the Pink Panther like dee, 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 like to get away with the plastic. It was actually kind of fucking hilarious.
It was so funny. I was like, no, excuse me, sir. I don't think so.
I told you, if he sees that you have it, he will find it. He will find it. And it will become his.
Like, every single time. So I put it in, like, I had a backpack and I put everything back into my backpack and like closed it up. And then every time he was like, you got some plastic?
He's like, I know you got some plastic in there. Would you be able to bestow some plastic upon a poor kitty like myself? That's
exactly.
100% him.
I kept on having to put, like, because it's one of those backpacks that's like got the flap over instead of like actually sealing shut properly, like with a zipper or something.
Yeah.
So I had to like put it so that it was on top of the flap so that he couldn't get in there.
Yeah, he's pretty determined when it comes to plastic, and I don't think he makes the correlation in his little pea-sized brain that he eats plastic and then it causes him to throw up, which is why we have to keep plastic away from him because it's not good for him. But then continually, anytime, and it's like a specific type of plastic, like he'll chew on other plastics. Like if I get like a package of like, I don't know, soda or whatever, and it comes with that, like not really crunchy plastic, he'll try chewing on that. But one, he can't get pieces off of it that are small enough to ever like endanger him. But he also doesn't like the feeling of it. It's like the crisps plastic, the crunchy like plastic that like breaks apart really easy. He loves that shit. And it's so frustrating because you can try and hide it, but he's devious. He knows where it's at. He has a sixth sense for finding plastic, I swear to God.
He really does, honestly. When you were saying about it, I was like, nah, it can't be. And then he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong by like diving into my bag and then just like, I'm having this. Thank you very much. I appreciate
it. That is mine. I will be taking that. Yeah, no, He's a devious little bitch when it comes to plastic.
It's like, would you like a sacrifice? Oh, what a nice sacrifice. Thank you very much. Nom, 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 nom.
So when I was visiting you, Kenny messaged me on Snapchat and he was like, oh, by the way, I don't know where, but Gunnar found your Reese's like peanut butter cups plastic and he was chewing on it in the middle of the bed. And I was like, I haven't had Reese's peanut butter cups in months. So he found plastic I didn't even know existed. And he drug it into the bedroom and was like chewing on it in the middle of the bed. So that's fun. But
honestly, cats will find like if they're like they like something, they will hunt the entire house and find said item, even if you don't think that you have said item in the house anymore. And then it's just like, oh wait, hang on, because Tinker did the same. So I used to have a drawer on my desk, and I used to put all of her her licky treats in there.
Yeah.
And she knew that they were in there. And I forgot that there must have been one left in there. And she had opened the drawer, because it was just one of these like really light, like crappy drawers that are like made out of material kind of drawer. So stuff that you don't really put a lot of heavy items in kind of thing. And she'd opened the drawer and got her face inside of it and rummaged around and then grabbed it and then left. And I was like, what the hell have you got? And then I was like, oh no, they're lickies. And it was all over the place because she's like bitten into it and then bitten somewhere else into the thing. And she was like ragging it around with her head and everything. And it just spurted like loads of places. I was like, oh, great.
Bitch.
I need to clean that up now.
Yeah. No, Gunnar, I'm just glad that he doesn't have opposable thumbs, because I would be in so much danger. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what I already have a difficult time getting Kenny to put his plastic. So I've been living with Gunnar since Gunnar was a kitten. I've known about this plastic affliction of this cat for a very long time, but it's been relatively new to Kenny. And so Kenny has had to get into the habit of, like, when he finishes a bag of crisps, if you're not going to throw it away, because when I moved here, we were living with my father-in-law and the bins were all the way downstairs. And sometimes you just don't feel like going all the way downstairs. So he had to get into the habit of taking like the rubbish and putting it into the side table and like shutting the drawer and stuff, because we would wake up in the middle of the night to and I was like, oh my God, he's found some plastic. I don't know whose plastic he's found. And luckily, like, he was figuring out how to pull drawers open to get to the plastic because he knew it was in there. And so it's just like, oh man, it was really, really rough. It's not been as bad in this apartment, but yeah, it's not been a good time. Because it's not just like food plastic. It's like any sort of crunchy plastic. So like I had new wristbands for my watch come in, and it comes in that crunchy plastic.
Yeah.
And so I have that all the way on the top of my bookshelf because I know Gunnar will find it and he will drag it. And a lot of Kenny's Warhammer stuff comes in the crunchy plastic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like one of those things, like if it's crunchy plastic, then we have to find a drawer for it to go in, or we have to like put it somewhere where he can't get to it, because he will find it, and you have discovered that for yourself. In other news, I will say the decaf coffee can suck my entire asshole. I hate it so much. I have actually, so when you were here, we got you some like instant coffee packets, like caramel coffee, whatever. I actually did not think that I would find a coffee that I hated more than instant coffee, to the point to where I've been drinking the remainder of those as opposed to drinking the freshly brewed like decaf coffee. I was on the phone with my mom earlier, and I told her I started drinking decaf coffee, and she was like, ugh, why? And I was like, yeah, I've been asking myself the same thing. So
honestly, that's exactly the same feeling that I have with like sugar-free diluting juice.
Yeah.
Like I was saying,
it's not a good time. I actually on my I have to go to the shops tomorrow because I'm running out of coffee filters, but I put on the shopping list, I was like, coffee filters and actual coffee. So
yeah,
I'm still going to have the decaf as a backup because I don't want to be drinking it like well into like close to bedtime and stuff. I think I am going to have a cutoff point, but I think I got to go back to like caffeinated coffee in the mornings because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh no, I've just realized it's like, so it's super hot at the moment because we're in the middle of a heat wave. And because I've got my windows open and the light on, the entire cast of The Bug's Life have decided to make themselves at home in my office. I could just see stuff flying around, so it's really annoying.
Oh my gosh, that's like me with the bug issue I've been having with my herb garden, because I have a little herb garden on my windowsill in the kitchen, and I don't know why, but these like fruit flies or whatever have been getting in, and just obviously fruit flies are a pain in the ass to try and get rid of. So I'm
Yeah,
having
they
that
are.
same issue where I have bugs flying all around me, but unfortunately, it's not just regular bugs, it's fruit flies that are there morning, afternoon, and evening. So
Yeah, midgies.
yeah, midgies. Well, we do have a couple of episodes planned where we're going to be talking about our trips to visit each other coming up. But while I was down there, I basically forced you to finish A Court of Mist and Fury, which we talked about a couple of episodes ago, because you were just struggling to get through it because it was so boring to you, which is hilarious to me because there are so many people who like A Court of Mist and Fury is their favorite book. I'm kind of more on the wavelength of you where it's like, all right, come on now. But once you got to the last 200 pages of Mist and
Yeah.
Fury, you started kind of getting into the ACOTAR series a bit. You're still working on Silver Flames.
Yes, I am still working on that.
But you've read and finished the whole Feyre and Rhysand and Tamlin storyline. So
Yeah, I have,
more
yeah.
or less. So for this episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about everything we loved and hated about ACOTAR, who your favorite characters are, what your favorite tropes are, what you liked, what you didn't like, blah blah blah, etc. etc. So go.
Okay, so I already knew going into ACOTAR that I wasn't gonna like Tamlin
Yeah.
because I absolutely hate the Beauty and the Beast trope.
Yeah, you mentioned
Unless
that.
it's done really, really well. And it's more of instead of it being proper like Stockholm syndrome-y, I'm gonna treat you mean and you're gonna fall in love with me just because you're trapped here with me and all of that sort of stuff. If it's done in a way of you've got no choice but to be here because of such and such a thing,
Like the
fair
forced
enough.
proximity.
And yeah, forced proximity is absolutely fine. Not got a problem with a forced proximity trope.
Yeah.
It's just when it's a forced proximity and he's purposefully made it a forced proximity.
Yeah.
And all of that. And then he goes on to abuse her.
Yeah, where you find out he's been lying the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of toward the end of Thorns and Roses, where, like, you find out, oh, the curse is, like, not what you think it is, and blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, I would say the first half, I didn't mind Tamlin at first, but then came the love bombing thing, where I was just like, all right, this guy, he feels fake. And of course, he's supposed to be fake, right? He's supposed to be like this, hottie McHottie pants, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind him in the first book. But before I even started reading the series, you had already read the first book.
So my problem was I had already read the first book and I didn't like Tamlin anyway because of reading the first book. And also from what Book Talk was telling me about ACOTAR is they told, like, it was all over Book Talk saying, "Oh, it's probably the smuttiest thing that you're ever gonna read.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other. Blah 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 blah." So I was expecting 90% of it to be detailed
Yeah.
stuff. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it wasn't. It was romantasy, and I think that's what disappointed me, because I went into it thinking, "Oh, great! I'm gonna get a really good read here." I have since learned that if I am going shopping for new books and I am looking for that sort of stuff, I need to make sure that the book has warning.
Yeah, like a trigger
warning
menu.
Yeah.
Well,
and I need to look for that warning menu and then pick up the book with the most options on the menu.
Well, and I have some recommendations for you in that regard. However, one of the things we did cover that when we were talking about books last time and how you were expecting something completely different. And while I understand that, I think for a lot of the people who were saying, "Oh, it's like the smuttiest, hottest thing I've ever read in my life," those are the people who have not ever really read romantasy, and this is like dipping their toe into it, and it was unexpected. And so to them, it was like the smuttiest, like romantasy, eye-opening thing, because we made a lot of comparisons to 50 Shades of Grey. We talked about,
we did,
and how like that was a really poor representation of the BDSM community and things like that. I feel like ACOTAR is almost like a gateway series for a lot of people into romantasy.
Yeah, I see that.
I think it's not the best romantasy I read.
It's the smut for the most vanilla people out there, basically.
Yeah.
If your favorite sexual position is missionary, this is the book for you.
I mean, I guess that's one way of putting it. I think it's more, for me, it's more of a case of, it's a pumpkin spice vanilla latte for readers. Whereas if you are more of a triple espresso handcuffs type person, then that will not be, it's not going to tickle that whole thing, right? I think that if you're looking for that in a romantasy book, it's a little bit difficult, because you get a lot of that with like secular romance books, like the Into Darkness series, the Twisted series. Again, these are all comparisons we've made. If you haven't heard these, obviously you need to go back and listen to that. But for this, it's more of a introduction into that world as opposed to fully being immersed into that world.
Yeah. And to be quite honest, I think it is a really good introduction. Like, coming out of it now that I've read the vast majority of the books, now that I'm on the last one until the new ones come out, because I'm excited
now
for the new ones to come out now,
right? I know.
Because I am excited now, right? It is an exquisitely good book series to start on if you are going into the romantasy, if you're looking into like dark romance and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it is a good stepping stone into that sort of thing. I think one of my other main issues is the fact of when I was reading about Tamlin, I didn't trust him straight away because he was blonde.
Yeah, which that's another romantasy trope, I feel like, for people who read a lot of romantasy. As soon as you find out the male lead character has blonde hair, you're like, oh, this is not who you're ending up with.
Basically, yeah. Maybe I should write a romantasy where it is the blonde guy that gets the girl, because I mean, I feel sorry for all the blonde men out there.
I honestly,
they're getting a bad rap.
Don't feel bad for them, because I feel like in a lot of real life relationships, people are always looking for the blonde Australian surfer dude guy, or Swedish guy. But it's very much like they're not struggling in real life and they don't care.
Right.
So I honestly have a hard time feeling bad for men whatsoever, because I mean, we live in 2026. Hello. I would say this series kind of got me back into my book bug self. Like that, I used to read books all the time growing up, and then I fell off of it. And the ACOTAR series, seeing all the TikToks and all of the media being pushed out, and the honestly really well done marketing over the whole thing.
Yeah.
I had fallen out of reading books, but it triggered my interest enough to be like, all right, well, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what's what. I want to know why everybody hates Tamlin, and all of that stuff. So I was like, all right, well, we'll give it a shout. And I read it and I was like, we'll say the first 2 books kind of have to push your way through, because I'm more on the same wavelength as you. The first 2 books, not my favorite. However, did a really good job building the world. And then I read the rest of them and I was like, oh, this is what I'm signing up for. And then I went straight from this to Fourth Wing. And in my opinion, Fourth Wing is better in that regard. It's a tougher universe. I feel like Sarah J. Maas, she kind of pulls her punches a little bit, with like people dying and then coming back, and then people dying and then coming back, and people dying and then coming back. And it's like, feels very much like the supernatural Winchester brothers of, oh, we're dead, but we're not really dead kind of thing. Whereas Rebecca Yarros, if somebody dies, they're dead. And it breaks your heart. And you're like, oh no, this can't be happening. She even has put out like a warning for the next book coming out. It's like, this is going to be such and such person's villain arc. If you can't handle that, don't read it. Like, they're going to do things that are going to turn you against them and be unforgivable.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok about her liking a TikTok about, the point of view, your favorite author is going to kill off your favorite character. Don't get too attached. And she liked it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh no, we're panicking. Panic stations. Who's she going to kill?
No, and I know exactly which characters. Like, obviously, you haven't read the Fourth Wing series, so
no,
you don't
I haven't
know yet. But I think that when you do, you're going to like it more than this series.
Mm-hmm.
Much like I think that you're going to like Silver Flames, because Silver Flames is my favorite of the ACOTAR series. I liked the third person perspective. I like this overall character development, I think, was a lot better. Because, I mean, you think of like the lack of character development, like Feyre, you don't really have much character development with her until the last 200 pages of A Court of Mist and Fury, which is frustrating, but I think she does a good job of capturing the breaking out of an abusive relationship and the mentality, like the mental boundaries you have set up for yourself, and actually breaking those. I think she did a good job capturing that, but my God, was it a slog to read sometimes.
I think what I'm going to do as well for... I think what you should do, because this is your episode, is maybe take some of the TikTok clips of my reactions to certain points.
Oh, yes.
And use them. I think that'd be so funny. Because there are certain bits where, so she recorded me while she was visiting, while I was dealing with reading the series, and I get really, really emotional when I'm reading, because I get sucked in. I'm one of these people that get so what's the word?
Immersed,
yeah. I get so immersed in the world, it feels like I'm there. But I feel like that's because of like I like when I was growing up, like people were like, oh, she's got an overactive imagination, blah 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 blah. So I really feel like I'm there, and I get so annoyed, especially when it's like first person and everything. I'm like, oh my God, I want to murder people. Which I actually say about, and it's really funny. Luckily, these people are fictional characters, so
it doesn't matter what you say.
It doesn't matter what I say about these fictional characters, because they're not people that actually exist. And I mean, I wouldn't go around murdering people anyway.
Oh,
I'd feel too guilty. I'd give myself up.
I think for me, it would depend on the person, to be totally honest with you. But that's neither here nor there.
Because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, sure. It's one of the ones that I recorded of you that I loved so much, and I'll probably insert it here, was just how upset you were at the High Lords meeting. Not over the part that people think you would be upset over, because you misread that part because the dyslexia kicked in.
Yeah.
But rather the fact that he was digging his claws into the furniture. You were so upset because you're like, I hope he's going to pay for that, because that's not his chair. It's probably hardwood. This is mahogany, bitch. You cannot be doing that in this house. Oh my God. You were just like, you're like, the audacity of this man to be digging his stupid puppy claws into this chair. I was dying. It was so funny. Roll a clip.
Also, small little tangent. So we were watching this thing, like somebody reviewing people's meal deals,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody had a Turkish delight as their snack, and I was there like, I'm sorry, and I was like, right, Turkish delight is disgusting, right? I got so gaslighted into thinking that Turkish delight was delicious, that it was good enough to like rat out your entire family for the taste of this thing. And I mean, I understand that it was like wartime England, but I'm sorry, there were better sweets in wartime England. There were like white mice, which is like milky sweets.
Okay.
Like it's like milk chocolate, but it's
insert a picture of white rice.
Insert a picture of white mice. Right? And I was like, oh yeah, Turkish delight must be like the most tastiest thing on earth if you're gonna like sacrifice your family for it. And I tried one once and I was like, ugh, what the fuck is this? I would like people are like, oh, Disney films give women the wrong idea of how men are. No, films give me the wrong idea of what sweets are.
Dude.
Anyway, tangent over. Sorry.
That's fine. So, what was your, I guess, favorite part of each of the books? So, starting with Thorns and Roses.
Okay, so my favorite part of that book in particular is
let's do favorite and least favorite.
Okay, favorite part was obviously because we'd been talking while I was reading the first one again, and you were saying about how every time you read it, you think about the vulgar gesture.
Oh, yeah.
That's given.
Yeah.
Is the friend's vulgar gesture.
Yeah, the one where Ross and Monica like thrust their how would you even describe this to people? Like
bump their fists together
as like instead of flipping each other off.
Yeah. So when she's dealing with the worm,
yeah,
and she gives Reese the vulgar gesture. Like the first time I read it, like because I wasn't like talking to you at that point. The first time I read it, I saw it as the middle finger. But then reading it the second time, I saw it as the friend's vulgar gesture, and that was stunning for me.
We love that
and
visual
also,
for you.
Like I feel like ACOTAR is so memeable as well.
Oh my god, isn't it?
Like
just
the fact of her being illiterate was hilarious. It's like they're in the background going, oh my god,
this bitch can't read.
She can't read. It's like, hi, I'm Feyre, I'm 19, and I never learned how to read.
Oh my god, it's so good. And like I love the memes of like the way that Rasanne's face just changes when he realizes she can't read.
Yeah.
And the only thing about that I really was like even if she does all of the tasks that Amarantha put forward, she cheated. So would it even work? Because magically, so like magically speaking, like, you know, they would know whether she cheated or not, right?
Yeah. And it was the fact of it was like, oh, I'm gonna go with 2 because 1 plus 1 equals me and Tamlin. Fuck off.
So
you stupid
your
bitch.
favorite and your least favorite part were literally 50 pages of each other, like within 50 pages of each other.
It's like, really?
Oh, yeah, that was rough. Not even 50 pages,
And,
probably like 10 pages to be totally honest.
Yeah, I loved like, because obviously after reading all one of the books, because I'm like halfway through the last one, being able to like scroll through TikTok and get the memes has been stunning.
Being able to share my entire filing cabinet worth of memes with you finally has been my highlight, because I can finally just flood your entire For You page with them.
It's like Reese realizing that Claire, whatever her name is a real person.
Realizing she's an actual person. Oops.
Oh shit! Oops. Oh well.
Yeah, that's my bad. Okay, so
that's probably my favorite thing out of that book. And my least favorite thing out of that book. But I also loved the Surreal as well.
Oh, the Surreal's such a sassy bitch.
And nobody can tell me that thing, even the author herself, can't tell me that thing wasn't a female, because I'm sorry, you don't just dish out the tea for a nice cloak.
Honestly.
Unless the Surreal's excruciatingly masculine kind of gay man kind of vibes,
Leo Skeppy vibes,
which I mean either way I'm going for it. And every single time I'm sure that the Surreal was purposefully like turning up to a place where that they could be captured and stuff, just to like have the conversations and the just like to be the hi, I've got the gossip. Do you want the gossip? I've got the gossip. Okay, you want a gossip? Come on, I'll tell you all of the gossip. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, favorite and least favorite of A Court of Mist and Fury.
Okay, so my least favorite is everything to do with Tamlin locking her in the house.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Honestly.
Because I will say, there was a point, and I didn't capture it when I was filming you, there was a point during Mist and Fury where you did start crying because you were emotionally very touched by Rhysand.
Oh god, what part was it?
Chapter 54? I want to say it's like 54.
I think it was all to do with when he turns up at the cabin.
Yeah, 54 is where he shows up.
Yeah, so she has the audacity to paint this entire cabin.
Yeah. That's pretty rough.
But the thing is, I actually wasn't as mad at that.
I was pretty pissed.
Because from what I gathered from that, this cabin was their cabin anyway. Like the boys' cabin, and it was away from everybody.
Yeah.
And it was like their secret hideout. So for me in that situation, it wasn't that big of a thing.
Yeah. I just think it takes a level of audacity to...
So yeah, he talks about the eyes. And he's like, well, why aren't mine there? They go into talking about how the mate bonding thing starts to kind of work. And she's like, oh yeah, by the way, do you want something to eat? And then he explains it. Here we go. So yeah, he explains how the female usually cooks for the male counterpart of the mate bond. to start initiating the I've
Like
chosen to
acceptance of
take
the bond,
you
yeah.
as a mate, and keep and accept the mate bond. And Reese basically, in his own way, said that he loved her, and it didn't matter about the mate bond or anything like that. And he said, I can't force the bond on you. I couldn't try to seduce you into accepting the bond, even if it gave Tamlin license to wage war on me. And he basically came around to saying that he loved her in his own way. And she said, oh, you love me? And then he nods, and then she's like, well, fucking eat then.
Yeah. Is that the part that like drove you to tears?
I think that got me. So yeah, I think that was my favourite part of that one. And my least favourite part was the way that Tamlin handled her being back in the court.
Yeah.
After the stuff with Amarantha.
Yeah.
Because she'd been through a hell of a lot.
Literally.
Bearing in mind that she was human,
mm-hmm.
She died and then got turned into Fae.
Yeah.
She was brought back from death. She also had to deal with the fact of she'd been held captive underneath the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
She'd been put through all of these horrific trials. She'd had to kill people.
Yeah.
And all of that. She had to go through that in such a short period of time. And then on top of that, she died and then came back. And now she's having to deal with the fact that she's in a body that she doesn't recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Her brain and her body are fighting each other.
Yeah.
And all of that. And what a reasonable man would have done was take her home and look after her and make sure she's getting some counselling for the amount of PTSD that she's just gone through. Not locking her in a room.
Yeah.
And expecting her to not come out.
Yeah.
And then expecting her to do lots of like sexual favors for him and stuff like that. No.
Which, to be fair, has been his expectation since book 1.
Yeah, exactly. You're mine to do with what I blah 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 blah. All of that sort of bollocks.
Yeah.
No.
I like that
I hated
realization
that completely.
that she had.
And I understand why it had to be that way so that we hated Tamlin. And too right, we all hate Tamlin. He's a dickhead. We hate him. But that's what makes me hate it, because I hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like there's a redemption arc.
I think that she's trying to lessen the blow with
but
like,
the thing
3,
is,
obviously
in my brain I won't allow there to be a redemption arc.
No, that's completely valid. Like, that is completely valid. Okay, so moving on to A Court of Wings and Ruin. Favorite part, least favorite part.
There's so many good parts. There's so many good parts. Oh, I loved it. This is my okay. So this is my favorite book, I think, in the series
so far.
I think so. So far, this is my favorite book in the series, just because I love the war. I love battle sequences.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna love
being somebody that gets highly immersed into it.
Yeah.
I can see all of that when I'm reading. My brain actually takes me there.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. And yeah, I've got a love-hate thing with it, because I love it so much because it made me feel so what's it called? Visceral. It was a visceral feeling, which is spoilers. It's where they're in the middle.
Spoilers, bitch.
It's where they're right in the middle of the battle, and Cassian is flying over, and Nesta feels the power of the cauldron, and she looks up, and she's just like, Cassian!
Yeah. Oh my god.
And it's just like, I felt sick reading it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I mean, I know it only happens in the space of like 5 to 10 lines, but I was so emotional in that moment, and I was, oh my god.
Yeah. You powered through this book. She read it in literally 2 days.
I did. But I also hate it at the same time because of how I understand why. I understand why. But I hate how she treats him later on.
Yeah. That's fair.
I understand why, because PTSD.
Yeah, I feel
First time in a war.
Nesta was very out of place on the battlefield, and I feel like, you know how you were kind of describing with Feyre, like she's in a body that she didn't, you know, she's not prepared for, blah blah blah, whatever.
Same thing.
I feel like with Nesta it was more powerful, and I've told you this, but I feel a very like a parallel with Nesta and with Maleficent, and the way that Maleficent's wings were stolen from her and how she felt violated. The difference between Feyre and Nesta is not only with their personalities being different, Feyre being the provider, Nesta being a cushy bitch, but also the way that Feyre kind of understands a bit more how the Fae world works. She understands what was done to her a bit better, whereas Nesta was taken against her will and spirited away to be made into a sample. Like,
good point.
Completely different way that it was handled than it was handled with Feyre. And not only that, but she had to watch her little sister go through it first.
Yeah. The other thing that another thing that I hated as well, and don't get me wrong, I love a fated mates trope. I love a fated mates trope. Just don't make it so fucking obvious.
It was very obvious
because
from the jump.
As soon as they were going into the cauldron and as soon as they were coming out of the cauldron, I knew who was mated to who.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, there we go. And, oh, look, you as well. But the thing is, I already knew about Cassian and Nesta.
Yeah.
Because of the way that they were acting when she was human.
Yeah, I think Cassian knew from that point.
Yeah, so do I.
I think Nesta had no idea and she fucking hated him.
Much like when Rhys knew when he got to... Yeah, when he saw her for the first time. Yeah. Loved it. Another thing... There was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I can think of a couple. You liked Vivian a lot.
Oh, I love Vivian.
Yeah.
Vivian's so cool, and I'm glad that she's getting to be High Lady.
Yeah, where she's like, you're going to make me a High Lady. He's like, yeah, okay. I guess that's what I'm doing now.
High Lady. I want to be High Lady. Yes, girl. Do it.
It's so brilliant.
Loved her so much. But yeah, I did hate the... I had deep-seated loathing of Tamlin coming in, sitting down, and then digging into furniture that he did not own. This poor man has opened his home to all of you people.
Yeah.
And you come in and you essentially shit on the floor.
Yeah.
And pretend that it's not poop.
Oh, another thing I can think of that you really liked was the Uber Eats.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. That was stunning.
Yeah.
I was sat there like, what's going on here? Because luckily I hadn't seen the TikToks. It wasn't until after that I then saw the your Uber Eats are here. That she'd take it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. What better way to say sorry I stole some shit to here's a snack.
Yeah. Literally. And it was really funny because I think I also captured on film you saying that you wished more had happened to Ianthe, that she deserved worse. And I was like, bet you gotta keep reading. You just gotta keep reading. That's all I could tell you to do at this point.
Honestly, the entirety of her going back to the like I said, it's memeable. Her going back to the spring court.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh my God.
we've got a clip of that as well, of me reacting to that. And it's just like, it's the don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Yeah,
so funny.
It's I think like well, let's finish up here. A Court of Frost and Starlight, favorite and least favorite.
Favorite has to probably be when she gifts Reese the picture of her inner self that she saw in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me cry a little bit there.
Aww. Not the sauna.
That was so beautiful. The sauna was fucking hilarious.
I just like completely broke your emotional tension there.
Yeah, the boys playing like a snowball fight. And then it was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're just gonna go in the sauna now. And then it's like, oh yeah, here's some
nudes.
Naughty imagery of me. And it's like, oh, but no, stop it. Standing to attention is not appropriate and not wanted while we're in the steam room. And then he's suddenly knocking the door, and then Mo's like, oh, you got him kicked out. And I was like, oh my God, she got him kicked out.
I didn't actually film anything of you reading A Court of Frost and Starlight because I was wrapped up in my own book at that point.
Yeah. But honestly, to be quite honest, a lot of people complain about that book. And I loved it. I thought it was so sweet.
It is a very good, after the war and everything in Wings and Ruin, it is a very good, and I preface this to you, is that Frost and Starlight is very much a palate cleanser after everything is said and done. So what was your least favorite thing about it, though?
Probably
Nesta, probably.
Yeah, probably Nesta.
Yeah.
Just the way that Nesta was, but I understand why she was like that.
Yeah.
Because she was going through some shit. But it's also, yes, you're going through some shit, but so is your younger sister.
Everyone else is too. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else is going through some shit. But also your younger sister, who went through exactly the same shit that you went through.
Yeah.
Is even though she has no personality.
Personality pending, it's fine.
Yeah, personality pending. She needs your help, and you're just going to take yourself off and make yourself distant from everybody.
Yeah.
Like, at least have a connection with her. Like, she started having a connection with Amren.
Yeah. Yeah, like that friendship.
Until a certain point.
Oh, yeah, when they were trying to decipher the book and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had a massive argument. And then... No, it wasn't. It was after that, because she was doing jigsaw puzzles with her.
Yeah, no, I think it was what happened in Frost and Starlight was like the catalyst.
Yeah.
Because I think after...
because they went on a cruise ship thing and there was a party and she was just a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
And don't be an asshole to the people who have been helping you.
Again, it's kind of one of those things that, like, I have... My favorite book is The Court of Silver Flames. So I have a very big soft spot because I feel like I relate to Nesta in a lot of different ways with like the whole lashing out and everything. And I do like the friendship that she had with Amren and everything. I think that was good for her. But I also understand what it's like to become friends with somebody and then push them away. Kind of thing, like that makes a lot of sense for her. And also, Sarah J. Maas had actually talked about this on a different podcast where like she was also going through stuff at that point in her life when she was writing Nesta's arc. And so when we were talking about in the previous episode, we were talking about how like authors use book writing as a form of therapy. It's you know, this is literally like Sarah J. Maas going through therapy herself. And like, I do understand also a lot of people don't like the Frost and Starlight book because it flits between first and third perspective, which can be a bit jarring.
Yeah, luckily you had already pre-warned me about that.
Yeah.
And when it happened, it was excruciatingly jarring. I had to stop and like have 5 minutes
Yeah.
and recalibrate and think, right, okay, we are going into the third person now. Right, okay, that's fine. But luckily I had you to say, oh, by the way, this is what's going to happen. It still did knock me a little bit, but it was preparing us for the next book.
Yeah.
Which I understand why she did that way. A lot of authors do that as a way of testing things out and seeing how it goes and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the easiest way to do it, I think. But yeah, I'm. It's one of those. I'm really enjoying the final book at the moment.
Yeah. I think personally, once you finish the series, I think you and I are on the same wavelength with a lot of the romantasy books.
Yeah.
I think that you are probably going to enjoy Silver Flames as much as I do, because Wings and Ruin was my favorite book until I read Silver Flames.
Yeah.
And so if that's your vibe, then I think you're actually really going to like it. I am curious, where in Silver Flames, like what part are you up to?
I am just up to where they're starting to get dribs and drabs of them coming to the training.
Okay. So people are finally starting to show up.
Yeah.
I love that book so much. I also like the library itself is also really, and I love the house giving her recommendations as well.
Oh yeah, the house is brilliant. So I think JC Lynn might have taken a little bit of inspiration for Carlton from Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, I think Carlton is based off the House of Wind.
I think one of my kind of wrapping up here toward the end, one of my favorite and least favorite tropes in a lot of fantasy books is the telepathy between people, because like people don't have phones to like text each other what they're feeling and saying and everything, so therefore there has to be like telepathy to be able to communicate with each other, and only we can hear what's going on in our brains, blah blah blah, whatever, because that's a fantasy trope I see a lot in a lot of different places, which I hate it so much. I understand why it's done, but I hate it so much. I'm so over reading about like telepathic bonds allowing you to like be able to communicate with each other and stuff. It kind of annoys the shit out of me, if I'm totally honest.
So it annoys me if it's telepathy down a mate bond. It annoys me. But if it's like certain people have certain powers, and one person out of like maybe 3,000 has telepathy, and they can
like
put thoughts into your mind,
kind of thing.
Basically, yeah. As long as it's like it's superpower or whatever, then that's fine. But if it's down the mate bond, that annoys me so much, because
it's
that
so overused.
It's not even just the fact of it's overuse. It's also a case of like, for me anyway, the way that comes across, it's a privacy thing.
Oh, like
where the person with telepathy is delving into the other person's mind when they don't know about it. It's all about like consent is key kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a privacy boundary kind of thing.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah, I get that, because it's like if I don't have any control over what you can do or say in my own brain, like what kind of information can you get out of me and all of that. Yeah, but it's like there's a word for it, but I can't be bothered to try and figure out what the word I'm thinking of is. So
fair enough.
All right, any saved rounds, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well, in that case, This has been Underqualified and Over It.
If you've made it this far, that's on you.
We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Go, 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 go.